Anyhow, why don't you do the official intro for once in your life?
For once in my life.
You've never done it.
I kind of like that, though.
Well, I don't care.
Wait to get some clean air to start with.
Go for it.
All right, welcome to the SARA Sim Auto Racing Association randomly done podcast. Series admin Paul Miles, joined by League Drunkard and resident death metalhead Jesse Potter, driver of the 81 race.org car in the Sportsman and MRD Outlaw series. Jesse, what's up?
Nothing, man. Just totally flattered by your intro. I don't think anybody's ever spoken of me in such high regard.
I call it like I said.
So, yeah.
It's been a while since we've done one of these.
Yeah, there was the week we were gonna do one was that whole Boston Marathon bombing.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that was when, like that week. I remember that Thursday night. I was leaving work and I go, "All right, boys, let's go home and see what else has exploded." And then we run the race and I send you a message, "Hey, let's do the podcast." And you're like, "No, can't, man. Listen to Boston PD scanner. It's ridiculous. Shit's on fire up here. It's crazy."
It was. I seriously could not pull myself away. I absolutely could not.
I was up that night till like 5 or 5:30, and I like to be asleep by 4 because I get to wake up late. But it was insane, man.
It was wild stuff, and I just couldn't. Dude. Every night that shit was going on, like listening, just glued to that friggin' online police scanner.
Yeah.
I would just sit here and then like read. I would have like because I got triples now, so I would have like each news station like a live stream pulled up on each monitor, and it was news central up in here. And then eventually the guy was caught, and it was life back to normal. And then the following week, you and your lady were out doing some things.
Yeah, doing a little 35th birthday celebration.
That's right. The 3-5.
Yeah, it's a big one. I'm now closer to 40 than 30, which is a mind fuck.
Yeah, that's
it was a good weekend. It was a good weekend though. Like I went back to work Monday and people are like, "How was the weekend?" And I can pretty much sum up last weekend in a quote. And at one point last weekend, I had the opportunity to say in context, "It's okay. Judd's gonna go get a screwdriver to poke at the bullet stuck in the Uzi."
It's okay.
It's okay.
Don't panic.
So it was a good weekend.
What is the? So somehow you managed to get a bullet stuck in an Uzi.
I can't do that. Uzi just kept jamming, man.
Yeah, they don't make them like they used to.
They sure don't.
You used to be able to go buy an Uzi, and man, that thing would never jam up.
Never jam. I think the problem was I was actually sighting it. Uzis are only used to being shot from the hip. They don't know what to do when you're actually sighting stuff. They just get crazy, I think.
So did you get that for all the driving into Jersey that you do?
No, I actually got it because I know way too many people who shoot professionally. Like it seems like half the people I know either work at a gun store or own a gun store or shoot all the time. So a buddy of mine came up from DC for the weekend and he was like, "Hey, like a bunch of people work at this gun range. We should go." And I'm like, "All right."
No,
I'm not going to turn down the chance to shoot rifles and Uzis and shit. So,
did they have like grenade launchers?
No, they did not.
Well, I've never shot a grenade launcher, but I'm sure it's quite a thrill.
I can imagine how awesome it would be.
Just the whole concept of hurling a grenade, just a rocket propelled grenade is the technical term, and just the fact that exists is, I don't know. I need to cause an explosion far away from me, and I don't have a plane. I don't have a helicopter or any sort of aircraft. So I guess I need to shoot a grenade at somebody.
Just once, like, I want to be the badass that, like, pulls a pin out of a grenade with his teeth and then just heaves it into a mass of people for no reason.
Can you
Like,
even?
it's just one of the most badass things a person can do is to rip a pin out of a grenade with his teeth.
Is it even possible to pull a grenade pin out with your teeth? It seems like that's one of those movie things. I bet it's a lot harder in real life.
It's probably harder in real life, but I don't care. I don't care if we work the grenade so that you can do that. I just want to do it.
Soften up the pin on it.
I don't even care if it's a live grenade. I just want to do it. I just think it would be badass to do once.
You could probably get a similar sensation by just taking a bite out of an apple and then throwing it, at like a car driving by.
That would be hilarious. I'm gonna do that at lunch tomorrow at work. I'm just gonna bite a grenade and throw it.
You mean an apple?
An apple, yes.
And
It's a grenade. So.
And you should throw it. You should take a bite out of it and then throw it and then turn around, duck behind a table, and then plug your ears. And everybody's like, what the fuck?
I like it.
And then you'll get fired for something.
Yes.
There was in the news a couple weeks ago, somebody found a live grenade up here at a Dunkin' Donuts.
Of course, because where else are you gonna find live grenades?
Right. It was like I don't remember. It was in close proximity to a Dunkin' Donuts, and I guess they went to Dunkin' Donuts and they just did not have the space in their pants or on their persons or in their army vest for a donut, so they had to leave behind a grenade and get the Boston cream. I mean, I'd have done the same thing.
Well,
I want a donut, but I got this grenade.
Sometimes you need to establish your priorities. Do you want to have a grenade or do you want to have a crawler?
Right. It's crawler every day of the week. That situation. Always crawler.
Always. So, are we going to talk about actual SARA news? And like, I know nobody else can see this, but we record this on Skype, and Jesse's got a new Skype profile picture. That is one of the most heinous examples of a train wreck that I can imagine.
It'll be the screen. It'll be the background. It'll be the still image for the podcast. You know what I mean? It'll be this week's Luke Bryant.
No, nothing. Imagine Luke Bryant, and then imagine the opposite of that. that's what I'm dealing with right now.
And you're looking straight at it, right?
Looking straight at it. That and I'll post it out. Well, you're not a baseball fan, so you don't care. But Clay Buchholz, who's a pitcher for the Red Sox up there, he
I knew that.
Is doctoring baseballs.
He's what?
He's doctoring the baseball.
What does that mean?
Well, they've got a screen grab of him rubbing a slick substance off of his forearm.
A little bit of elbow grease.
A little bit of elbow grease, indeed.
Let them play. Let the kids play.
Let them play. Are you trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
I don't know. I'd have to see his stats.
Well,
I got to know how he is against left-handed pitchers.
That's a major league quote.
Oh. I should have known that. It's a really good movie.
And you know, if Fidel Castro had a slider, Cuba would be a democracy right now. Not too many people know this, but Fidel Castro had to try out with the Washington Senators as a pitcher, and they said, "You suck." stick
that was it.
Yeah.
Then he went around all the Dunkin' Donuts leaving grenades.
Exactly. So,
outside.
It all comes back to grenades.
So there's all kinds of people are messaging me here. There's all kinds of news about the All-Star race, a lot of which I see about 5 posts a day about it.
So a lot of stuff has happened in the last few days. We've added a lot of contingency awards. I'm trying to think of the timeline now, because at some point, I don't know. I don't think we talked about it in the last podcast. It actually went up, but in Racing News, which is the official blog for iRacing picked up the story. Tim'sCorner.ca picked up the story. And Tim'sCorner.ca, for people who haven't visited the site, he covers like real steel short track racing in Eastern Canada, and he's an iRacing fan, and I assume he races, and he'll cover big iRacing news as well as actual racing. So he picked it up, and then bsimracing.com has also run stories on the show. So we're getting a lot of press. Obviously, the race is going to be broadcast on ETV, and with all that attention, it's easier to get sponsors. So we've added a ton of sponsors to the show. The first set of sponsors was obviously Matt Rolfe Designs and New Hampshire Motor Speedway with the tickets and a bunch of stuff that Matt's given away. Then we added XS Energy, who sponsored the aborted truck series this season. He's going to be given a case of XS energy drinks to the top finisher with an XS logo on his car. Then Paul Boswell, who runs part-time with us, he's a promoter at Montgomery Motor Speedway. He's going to put up a pair of tickets to their June 1st show, it's actually a big show. They've got the Southern Super Series, which is a super late model tour down there in the Southeast. He's going to give away a pair of tickets to that show to the top finishing guy from either Club Mid-South or Florida. Earlier today, we announced that Fast Track Sims is putting up a fastest qualifier prize. So whoever wins pole not only gets lane choice for the league, gets to start on pole for the race, but they'll also get $30 in iRacing credit. And Fast Track Sims is sponsoring the last 10 laps of the race and is putting $16 into the prize purse. So you win the tickets, you win the paint job, you win a trophy, and then Mark over Fast Track Sims is going to buy your first 2 beers at the race.
So
and I've got more.
So basically, whoever wins this thing will pretty much never have to work again.
Right.
Won't have to pay for anything ever again. So it's worth your time to go out and try to win.
I've got two more awards that I just put the bow on. Gary Belling, who joined us this season, he runs the number 22 car in the street stocks and the late models. He has a new website that he's launching called paidtorace.com. Still in the developmental phase, but he's putting $10. He's sponsoring the first 10 laps, and he's putting $10 into the winner's prize purse. So on top of the tickets, on top of the paint job, on top of the trophy, you get now $26 in cash to go spend at New Hampshire. And Gary's also doing a SARA contingency where he's going to give the highest finishing driver, who is a SARA representative, $10 in iRacing credit. All the cash is being transferred through iRacing. This way, we're not worried about PayPal transaction fees or any of that nonsense. It's going right into your iRacing account. So if a SARA driver wins, they get the tickets, the trophy, the paint job, and $26 in iRacing cash. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really shaping up to be. You're gonna have to claim this on your taxes. I think if you win this thing, you're gonna have to make sure it doesn't. You don't want Uncle Sam.
Yeah, we're gonna have to issue a W-4 to somebody. But I mean, it's ridiculous how this thing came together, and it was just Matt had the idea at some point before the season started that we should do it, and
he gets shit done.
He's like a burrito. That guy, he makes shit happen.
Yep.
So it's really turned into it's bigger. It's much bigger than I thought it could be.
Right.
And I'm proud. I said in the race room during tonight's Oxford Plains race, I think our guys take top 5 in that show. If everybody races clean, I mean, if we go car for car, I think we take 1 through 5 at least.
I hope so.
So
We'll know more once practice session opens up and see who's kind of. I think we should sandbag. That's what I think. I think we should sandbag through practice. Well, I guess they might hear that. We'll sandbag, but we won't. But we will. There you go.
honestly,
I've thrown them off the scent.
completely. Honestly, if I'm one of the top 10 guys, and first of all, we're gonna have to extend our invites down to 12th place, I believe. Matt is currently sitting in 5th, so I'm sure he'll be top 10. Matt is probably going to run the race, but isn't going to represent either league. He's probably going to come out of the back and race 25th. He obviously isn't going to be racing for any of the prizes, but when you put together a show like this, like fucking, I want to race it, but he's going to race, but he's not going to be, he's not going to be representing us or them. So his spot's going to be dead. So we're going to invite the 11th place guy. Scotty Dunlap is sitting in 10th right now, and I know he has a bowling tournament that day, so he'll be unable to attend. So that'll push us down to 11th and 12th, which right now is Matthew, Eddie, and Mike Bellinger. So even 1 through 12, I mean, we've got a lot of quality late model guys 1 through 12.
Yeah, very much so.
And then I think we're going to have 10 guys that qualify for that showdown race. And, we're looking at guys in that showdown race. It's going to be Derek Robinson, James Edens, Luke Zeich, who can run. Medling's going to be in that. Clay Snyder will probably be in that. You're probably going to end up being in that. Antti Salentano is going to be in that. So there's a lot of guys that run week in or week out, and our quality guys that are going to be in that winning your in show. So that's going to be a hell of a race. So it's whoever wins this is definitely going to fucking earn it. We'll say that much.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's the All-Star race news, and we'll tip our hat here. We're not officially going to announce this until we're on air with the All-Star race, but we are going to. We've done in the past we've tried to do in the past the preseason shows, the preseason races where we'll do a figure 8 race and 50-lap shootout or whatever. We're gonna scrap that idea. We're just gonna start doing our versions of major short track races. And the first one we're gonna do is gonna be the Oxford Plains 250, which I guess is called the TD Bank 250 or whatever. But we're gonna do a 250 lapper at Oxford Plains. It's going to be a non-points race. It's going to be open to all late model drivers on the service. And I'm thinking if this All-Star race goes well, we'll be able to roll some of these sponsorships into that race. So it's basically going to be a one-day show type thing. It's a non-series event. It's going to be we're going to try to emulate that show as much as possible. I think they get 70, 75 entries for that. So, hopefully we'll get 50 or 60 maybe. We'll do some heat races. We'll do some BC main type action. And we'll put together a hell of a show for that. Don't have a date for it, but it'll probably be sometime in July.
Yeah, that's when the 250, the Oxford 250 is. So
I'm thinking we'll do it the Sunday before the Real Steel 250, and I'm gonna reach out to Oxford Plains and see if we might be able to get a papal blessing on that one, and maybe make it a more official type thing than just saying we're doing it. But obviously that is.
It's under new ownership as of this year.
Is it?
Or last year, yeah. It was sold between I want to say it was sold just at the end of the season last year. Or I don't know if it was sold or if it was leased to somebody else. But it's I'm quite certain there's somebody new at the helm.
Well, hopefully they support iRacing the way the old ownership did.
Yeah, right.
Because I mean, it's
I mean, it's the track is it's in the sim. It's not just they agreed to they agreed to have iRacing come and scan the whole thing and et cetera, et cetera. Not that it was of any cost or any inconvenience to Oxford Plains Speedway, I'm sure, but it's part of the sim, and we want to run a real race there, or in the sim anyway.
Yeah, and it's one of the things, and we've talked about iRacing as an esport a couple times, and iRacing has a benefit that a lot of other esports, like fighting games like Street Fighter and Halo and Counter Strike. iRacing has a benefit that there are real places that do what we do in the game. So we can go out and get the real life equivalencies involved in this, where we can go and get a real Master Chief to come in and support our Halo tournament. That wasn't something I was able to do when I was running those. So it's there's a huge potential for crossover. A lot of guys that actually run late models are on the sim running late models. We had Mike San Diego beginning of the season. I don't know where he went, but he races out in the Northwest in late models. We've got
he was good. He was good.
He was. I really wish he would come back. He was a hell of a he ran hard. Chris used to run go-karts, at least competitive go-karts, not just bang around, but he's raced.
Chris, are you talking Roberts?
Yeah.
He used to race late models.
Did he?
Yeah.
I've seen the pictures of his 4-cylinder and go-kart. I didn't see the late models.
I think it was I want to say it was a late model. It was something along those lines.
Well, yeah. I mean, he races. I think Celentano races. Boswell races and he promotes. So I mean, the crossover potential here is a lot more is a lot better than it is for Call of Duty, where you might get Marines that play Call of Duty, but you really can't tap into that in any real way. So from a promoter aspect, there's so much potential with having real tracks and real cars racing on those tracks. We can make some cool shit happen if we catch on to a promoter at a track that really gets what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and plus we'll have this whole when it's aired on ETV Live, that'll help make us look real cool. And that's all it's really about, is just look
That'll
cool.
help us look cool. Jesus, you're not helping our cause there, man.
What are you talking about?
You're not helping us look cool.
Bullshit. Not making us look uncool.
No, not at all.
If I am, please speak up.
I will.
I don't want to be uncool. It's so uncool.
Right? Wait, is it uncool to worry about being cool?
I don't know.
Okay.
Uncool to worry about being cool. Yes.
Okay.
I would say yes.
Worrying about being cool immediately makes you not cool.
I never said I was cool. You said this whole what was you initially said, that I'm not helping us look cool?
Right. And then you said, well, if I'm not
So you're uncool for being worried about it.
I'm not worried about it. I was simply pointing it out.
To point it out, you must be able to you've observed it.
Right. Now, does observing stuff that's not cool make you uncool?
Let me check. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Well,
This is the way the cookie crumbles, my friend.
Apparently.
You are uncool.
Fuck.
I'll help you get cool. But that wouldn't be cool of me, so.
That's true.
Ain't gonna happen.
Fuck. We're all beat.
So tonight was quite a dust up.
Tonight was a shit show. Tonight was just...
No, tonight was...
It was a great race. 85 of 125 laps under green. But every once in a while you get somebody that's just a
We won't name names.
well, no, we not that we have to, but sometimes you just get somebody that's a thorn in the paw, and
A what?
a thorn in the paw,
The paw or the
the paw,
paul?
the paw, PAW, not PAUL.
It would be better if you said thorn in the paw, because that's
Well, I would just say pain in my ass, which is what you are, my friend.
continue.
Sometimes you just get somebody that has an abrasive personality and doesn't get it.
I don't even know if he's just abrasive, more so that he's just kind of young.
No, you never know. It could be one, could be the other. Um, well, I mean, we might as well do the official thing. We announced on Facebook, and it'll be up on the official race recap post. We do have a couple penalties coming out of tonight's race for actions on the track. Mike Bellinger, he's going to have to serve an end-of-line penalty going into next week's race. So he'll start at the back of the pack for intentionally wrecking a car tonight, and then Chase Rodman, who has run with us twice and has done nothing but cause problems. He's gonna take a 2-week suspension. He's gonna serve the first week for reckless driving, specifically for wrecking a car under yellow. And I mean, it was a pick'em situation with that. Could have been for contact under yellow right when everyone pushed off. It could have been. I think he got into the back of you. He was. It was just.
I don't know if he touched me. My issue with him was he's 48 laps down and there was 2 laps to go, and he's up front running the leaders 3 wide.
Unnecessary.
Running hard 3 wide too.
Yeah.
Not just trying to like fall back, taking the high side and kind of going slow even, but whatever. It was like he was like racing for position, and sometimes I can see it. What's the fun of sticking around if you're so many laps down? You do want to race, but at the same time
At the same time, you're 48 laps down. You've run
right.
about 5 races, and these guys. There's a lot on the line for the top. We've got Mike and Matthew Eady are sitting 11th and 12th. Scott Dunlap is 3 points behind Ken Bellinger for 9th. Eady 6 points behind Scott for 10th. Mike's now 24 points behind Matt for 11th. And Anthony Salentano is 8 points behind Mike for 12th. And you're 7 points behind Anthony for 13th. So, I mean, right there, that bubble for the automatic bid to the feature for the 19th, I mean, that can get tossed up real quick. Mike has had a couple rough finishes. Tonight he finished at the back. That hurt him. Next week, starting at the back of the field isn't going to fucking help. So, we've talked. I've talked with some of you guys about it before. With some guys that might run hard. They'll scrape your paint or whatever, but they run professional. And when you're 48 laps down and you're running guys who are racing for position 3 wide with 5 to go, that's not professional.
Right.
Turn laps or leave the session. It's not like leaving the session is going to hurt you. If you want to race that hard, quit the session and go race an official race. You're not going to lose any ground by quitting out if you're already last. And you're not going to gain ground if the guy in front of you is 13 laps in front of you.
Yeah, plus, simple mistake, and especially me, I'm trying as hard as I can to get into this all-star race. I started the season, I've already missed 1 race, and had a couple shitty races, and tonight I was running 3rd until just a couple to go, and so I was really looking forward to getting a good finish. The initial contact, what kind of shuffled me back in the first place a little bit, was Chris and I got together a little bit, and then Matt Rolfe was right behind me the whole time, and he got by me, and then somebody else got by me. I lost I was third to 8th in just a couple laps, and then he was going 3 wide into the turns, and it's like, come on, man, because I don't know if I would have done any better had he not been there. I have no idea, but the fact was, I couldn't really run very hard because somebody inside, somebody outside, and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys, we've talked about. I keep referencing stuff that we've talked about, probably not in the podcast, but there's racing, and there's cooperatively driving fast.
Yeah.
You guys race. I mean, I think it might have been the Tuesday night race that, I forget who it was. Whoever was first and second, man, they were door to door for 4 or 5 laps and ran clean, no contact at all. Tonight's race, I looked at, you can probably see it on the if you go to the iRacing, if you go to the league page on iRacing and look at the results, you can see, top 17 or 18 guys, 3 incident points, 4 incident points, 6 incident points. And then there are a couple guys, there's a guy that has 19. Not going to name names, but you guys, for a short track league, you guys run incredibly clean and fast. So it's difficult for somebody new to come in and fit into that mold.
Well, it's not that hard. I mean, people do it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you should be able to do it, but for some guys, it's tough. Rosenau's fit in, Baldwin's fit in, Matthews is fit in, Edie's fit in. Guys like Celentano and Belling, they're maybe mid pack, back of the pack guys, but they're racing clean and they're getting faster.
Was Clay in the race tonight?
No, I think Clay missed. Yeah, he must have missed because he did.
Because I didn't see that friggin' mellow yellow car out there. Or no, he runs that Polk audio.
Yeah. Or no, he did get a new paint job, didn't he?
Yeah, it was either his truck or his late model. He's got Polk audio on it now.
Yeah.
I don't recall which one it is, but yeah, it was weird. He
never misses.
Well, he better be face down in a gutter in a pile of his own shit or something.
Well, that's not a nice thing to say about a
guy. No, I'm sure he's off somewhere looking handsome with a deep voice.
Probably. But anyway, so Rodman caught a 1-week suspension for the
2-week.
Well, 1 week is for the reckless driving, and then another week is for actions detrimental to the SARA, because he just basically he called the extra week because he's a giant pain in the ass. He's unprofessional. I mean, this is the second time I've had to hand out discipline to any driver in any series, in any race, and we've done 60, 65, close to 70 races now. Twice I've had to hand out discipline. Both times were because of incidents involving this guy. His attitude just isn't appreciated. I want guys want to come in and run hard and race, but there's racing and then there's acting like a jackass. I don't want people to come in and act like a jackass. I don't want people to come in and upset the apple cart. I want guys like Justin Rosenau who come in and stomp on people because it forces you guys to get quick or get left behind. But I don't want somebody to come in 48 laps down pushing my guys around.
Is there going to be an amendment to the rule book?
I'm just gonna leave it open. I'm not.
It's one of those things you shouldn't even have to have it in a rule book.
Have to. I mean, that's like saying we reserve the right to give you an EOL for wrecking somebody on a yellow flag lap. It just shouldn't happen.
It does happen in rookie street stocks at Charlotte.
Rookie street stocks at Charlotte, but not in a league that has, almost $400 worth of prizes going up for a single race.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe he wasn't looking. I don't know. whatever.
There are times when things happen. I know Derek is goofy. He likes to shut his car down and then turn it on. And I know Mike had that one incident where he pinged out of the session right as everyone launched and wrecked half the field. But it wasn't one of those things where he just decided to drift left into the guy pacing next to him.
Yeah, and that's one of those things people want to say that sometimes having fast resets is kind of stupid and it's not real and everything, but it's people's screens sometimes will black out, computers will freeze, et cetera, and if it takes you out, I bet you'd be pretty happy you had that fast reset then.
Yeah.
So it's, but then again, how many cars would be left at the end of some of these races? 100 laps or some of the, whatever the race was at Thompson earlier this week. It was like 75, 80 laps.
Yeah, 70. Was
it 100?
100 laps. Yeah.
Yeah, 100 laps at Thompson and you get wrecked on lap 3. Okay, well, I guess I'm not going to race, So it's, I don't know. It's, people want to say that it's, not real and, not authentic or it's not like a real sim or whatever, but
I'm always on the fence about it. I mean, I would like to get to the point where we are a hardcore league with nobody with no fast resets and no tires. I'd like to get to the point where you guys are running on one tank of gas and one set of tires, and that's it.
Well, you better shorten up the. Oh, you don't have to shorten them up. I don't think.
I'm okay with shortening up the races if it keeps guys off pit row, but that's kind of where I'd like to eventually be. But to do that, I would have to eliminate the fast resets, and I would bring some of the racing. Like I don't think we could do 125 at Oxford on one set of tires. I mean that would be a hell of a race management to run 125 laps on a track like that on one set of tires. But I'm okay with doing that as a 75 or an 80 lap race. But that's where I would like to get to. Not going to be anytime soon. It's not going to be next season, but it's the goal. Street stocks I'd like to run as a one fast reset race because it's the rookie, air quote rookie class. But the late models, there a lot of guys focus on racing late models, and it's one of the top. I think it's one of the top divisions on iRacing. It's got a lot of quality drivers, and the guys, the top 15, 16. I'm looking at the standings right now. I think the top 20 guys could run no fast resets and be fine.
Yeah, until somebody takes you 3 wide, 48 laps down, and then.
Well, yeah, that's where we have to get into a little bit of quality control with what racers race with us. We had some more top split guys that know how to race, and less guys that claim to be top split guys that claim they see every weekend at their local short track guys who are 1,400 laps off the pace racing the leaders.
1,400. How many laps?
1,400.
Oh, man.
It's an endurance race.
Right. So what's the plan for this coming Wednesday, where we got the pretty much it's late model recruiting races now? So where do we stand for that this Wednesday?
I haven't thought about it. This week we did a. This week wasn't so much a recruiting race as I wonder what'll happen race.
Oh, that was fun too. That was a lot of fun.
I mean, I'd like to find a late model tour that does run Iowa infield or any. I'd like to find a late model tour that runs any road course, just so I can throw a road course or two onto the schedule. I think it went well. We only had 8 cars on track, but I think with that, I think with our top 15, 16 guys, I think with our regulars, we've got 20 guys that can score 8 races this year. 13 guys have run all 5 races. 19 guys have run 4 or 5 races. So I mean, with our 19 or 20 guys, I think we could run Iowa infield and have a good, clean, competitive. I think I could put you guys on any track and really have a good competitive race. But I think Iowa infield is a good road course for late models. I think it'd be a fun race to throw on the schedule. I was talking to Matt Rolfe last night, as a matter of fact, about the schedule, and he's the naming sponsor, so he's got some input, and I'm probably going to be ready Monday or Tuesday to roll out the schedules for next season, and I think you guys are going to like them. We're going to if anyone's run every SARA late model or truck race so far, you won't have to buy any more tracks. I'm not going to make you guys buy any new tracks until they come out with another short track. So tracks you guys have run so far, or whatever you run by the end of the season, is what we'll run here for a while. That said, I'm putting together what I think is a pretty interesting schedule. I'm going to throw a lot of different looks at you. It'll be a mix of lengths. It'll be a mix of layouts. It'll be a challenging. I hope it will be another challenging schedule. And we'll also be rolling out the Tour mods next season, which will again run tracks that you guys have already run. So when the schedules come out, I think you guys will like what you see. We're probably gonna throw some more near mile tracks on the late model schedule, just so we can get some cleaner races. Probably put Iowa back on the schedule. We'll keep New Hampshire on the schedule.
We didn't seem to have not been to Sobo yet on anything, unless it was really early on.
Yeah, race 1 in the late models was at Sobo.
I think it's one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah, it was only 57 caution laps out of 100. It was only 11 cautions. Whatever.
Well, we'll say it came out. It was new build. That's what it was.
Sure.
Speaking of which, the new build that just came out a few weeks ago, the tire update feels awesome. The cars feel so much better, I think.
Yeah.
Especially the street stocks. I feel like the street stocks have really come to life.
We've been running cleaner. Tonight was a real clean race. I think there might have been 2 or 3 preventable cautions. So, we had 8 yellows. We probably could have gotten away with 5 or 6, and 125 lap race at Oxford Plains. I think 5 cautions is about as good as you're going to get.
Yeah. So
yeah, it was the racing lately has been a lot better, I think. Races that I'm not at, notwithstanding, obviously, but it always seems to be an issue when I'm not at a race. So whatever, it is what it is. But so yeah, I mean, whatever they did in the update seems to have worked for us.
Yeah, it definitely feels a lot nicer. I don't know if I'm alone on that or what, but I can tell a big difference. A lot of the older setups that I have, a lot of the old setups that I use, there was the build prior to this one, the setups that I had were garbage when the new build came out, but now they seem to be quite good again. So can't complain about that.
Right on. I'm just going through some of our track stats. I don't know. I know I'm a stat geek. Like I was, when I had time, when I had fucking free time in my life, I was getting into a little bit of sabermetrics with some baseball stats, and I'm just a stat nerd. But I don't know who does, but when you go to the website, anytime I mention a driver by name, you can click your name and you can see your SARA stats. Like for we'll just go to Jesse's stats real quick. Gotta go way down the list to find Jesse. There he is in 14th place.
Yeah.
Like Jesse's got 64 races. Jesus, he just fucking run everything. But you can see stuff like You can see your results by track, by season, by series, by league, and then you can get in by you can see your results by track. And it's the stats page we use danlisa.com. There's danlisa.com and there's iLeague Race. Danlisa.com is free, and it actually accumulates across multiple divisions. So, guys like Ray Farlow and Chris Roberts who are running us and Can-Am, it it'll track all of those races. So it's just fun. Not fun. It's nerdy, but it's interesting to me at least to see guys' stats progress over time. We've got. I
know what Dan Lisa is, but that's such a weird name, like a weird name for a iRacing League stats website.
Well, the guy who runs it is Dan something, and I'm assuming Lisa is his old lady, and it might have been one of those things where, Dan and Lisa wanted to have a website, and Dan's a super nerd and put together a stats page.
Well, right. I mean, I understand all that, but why not? Why can't you just? I mean, it's like $10 to register a domain, so why not just call it like iRacingLeagueStats.com or whatever? I don't know.
Fuck, man, I don't know. I'm glad he does it for free though.
Yeah, can't complain about free.
Database has to be fucking massive at this point because, Chris Roberts hasn't run every race we've had, and he's got 64 races just with us. So.
Oh, who's got the most starts?
Chris, 64. Your second was 62, and Clay's got 61. So.
Yeah, Chris and I, we did the limited race tonight.
How'd that show go?
I think there was, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 cautions. I don't recall. It was okay. It was fine. I was doing all right for a while, and then I kind of hit the wall a little bit too hard coming out of the turn. It really screwed up the steering, and I started to lose time pretty quick. But I think Chris came away with a third. I forget the name of the guy that won, but I guess he's won a lot of the limited races.
Well, Chris Forster is a new name. Robert Matthews has won all of the races in that division so far, and I don't get a chance. Those races happen while I'm still at work. So Randy Schreck has taken over that series, but Robert Matthews won the first 4 races. There's a new guy that won tonight's race. I don't recognize him, and then looks like we had a couple of new guys, but 10 drivers, considering we're not really promoting that division this season, is pretty good.
Yeah, no, definitely. It wasn't a bad race. It was fun. It was I usually like Thompson, but when your steering's messed up, it's not really much fun.
I would imagine not.
Have you ever done any laps on Thompson?
No.
You get that.
I really don't.
You get that nice shiny new G27, and you don't even use it.
I know. When I move into my new apartment, I'm going to try to get a more race-friendly setup, and I've got the company I work for. They're doing a plane shutdown in July, so we're going to have a little unscheduled vacation here in a couple months. So I might sit down and just pour laps into it.
There you go.
So
get yourself another rookie league win.
Yeah. I'll win and then I'll leave. Then I'll quit. I'm done.
That was basically what you did now. You claimed the win and then you're done.
Yeah.
Hanging it up.
I'm out.
You're going to retire your number. But yeah, it seems to be about everything. Go ahead and wrap this up here. It was the end of week 5, I think. Yep,
end of week 5. We're into the home turn. Halfway through season. This is the third season of SAR Racing. We're closing in on our 1-year anniversary coming up this fall. So.
Oh yeah.
Just,
Not really closing in. It's still a good chunk of time away.
I mean, end of next season will bring us up to our 1-year anniversary. So, we're getting ready to complete the circuit here.
Yep, and going to be running tour mods next season.
Tour mods, yeah.
That'd be fun. I'd like to do an exhibition tour mod before next season.
We're probably going to do a couple. I'm thinking next Wednesday we might run New Hampshire for a recruiting race, because that'll be
awesome.
Yeah. A nice mile track, mile long oval will be it should be a nice clean race. It's plenty of room for guys to get out and stretch their legs, and with the sorry, I'm reading the update. We announced on the Facebook page the penalties from tonight's race.
Could go ahead and announce it on the Facebook there. That'll be this Monday's show, or Wednesday.
Yeah, we can do that later on. But I think a track like New Hampshire will be a good place. I think a lot of people will probably have that because it shows up on a lot of schedules. I think it does, at least. And with the All-Star race coming up in 2 weeks, it'll be a nice way of saying, oh, by the way, May 19th, if you're not doing anything, you might want to watch it on ETV.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd looking forward to that.
Yeah. I'm really excited with what we got going on, man. I mean, with the sponsors that have come through for the All-Star race, and with the Oxford 250 coming up in July now, and with just great racing. I mean, Rose now is he's kind of stretching out a lead. He's got 51 points on Chris, but it's been really competitive racing all year long, and the street stocks are fun to watch every Monday night or every Tuesday night. So it's just a lot of fun. I want more people to be involved, but the guys that race with us every night, it's a great group of guys. I just love doing it. So it's a blast. I'm really excited with what we got going on the rest of this year, and I'm really excited that it really seems like we've got something going on. So just digging it.
Life's a garden. You got to dig it. With that, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Obviously, on the least cool thing ever said in any podcast.
Calling things uncool makes you uncool. Identifying uncool things is...
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Telling people that that's their opinion is also uncool.
Oh, man. I wanted so desperately for that to be cool.
No, it's not.
Oh, boo.
I have a whole panel of judges holding up those number cards, and they all just say not cool.
Number cards is uncool.
Holding up number cards is cool. Could you imagine if you could always carry around a set of number cards with you? So like, you're just like walking around or whatever, and like somebody trips and falls off the bus, you could just hold up like a 7 as the bus just drives off.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, see?
I always wanted to get a yellow flag like like football referees carry, and whenever I see an infraction, just throw the flag and assess a yardage penalty.
Just do it, man. Just be the trendsetter. You don't have to wait for people to do it. Just fucking go ahead and do it.
Buddy of mine used to yellow card people at the bar.
Really?
Yeah.
How would that go?
Not well. Not well. But it amused the shit out of me.
That's all that matters.
Pretty much. All right. Well, to wrap it up, the Street Stalkers are. You got USA next Tuesday night. That's always a good race. Big open track to turn some laps in. Chris Roberts is again stomping on everybody in that one.
But I'll tell you what, they're inducing his wife. She's finally gonna pop out that kid. So maybe they'll do it. They'll start it Monday, and then Chris won't be able to race on Tuesday.
Maybe it'll be 120 hours of labor.
So she'd be gone all week, and
Yeah, just kidding.
you know what? Chris would still race.
He's still. I know, he would.
Or he would bring his computer to the hospital, and
Yeah.
he's like reading his times on like an EKG or something.
I can see him trying to do that touch racing gimmick that they rolled out this year.
Oh God!
On the monitor.
And if anybody could win, it'd be him.
Yeah, right. Or at least get a second place. But Chris has an 86-point lead on Mike. That's a little champion 1 and 2. Mike won season 1. Chris won last season. Clay, I told you Clay Snyder was gonna fight for a championship. He's in 3rd right now. He's 24 points behind Mike, and you're in 4th. You skip past Sean Medling this week in the street stocks.
Woo.
So a lot of familiar names up there in the top 5. And then the New England swing continues for the late models on Thursday. Hunter Lapper at Stafford. Justin Rose now is beating the pants off everybody. He's got a 51-point lead, 3 poles, 3 wins, and 5 races. So no change in the top 4 this week. Rose now, Roberts, Boyros, and Farlow are top 4. Matt Rolfe and Randy Schreck swap spots at 5 and 6. Then Matthews in 7. Taft Baldwin jumps 5 spots to 8. And how about Ken Bellinger in 9th place in the division?
Yeah, he's doing really well.
Yeah. Really excited to see it. I'm really excited that if Ken hangs on, and I hope I'm not jinxing him saying this, Kenny's going to get an automatic bid into the All-Star race.
He's got to hold out for 2 weeks, doesn't he?
Yeah. If he holds on, he's got let's see, he's got 15. He's got 3 points on Scotty Dunlap. Scotty can't race. He is 9 points up on Matthew Eddy, and 24 and 33 points up on his son Mikey in 12th. So I'm thinking I would be really excited if Ken got an automatic bid into the show. It would be really I would be really proud to see him running in that. So
it'd be sweet.
Yeah. But the late models, man, continue to be awesome. We've got 19 guys who have run at least 4 races. A lot of really good drivers in that league. It's really fun to see that thing turn into something. I'm thinking, another season or 2, and we're going to be the top late model division on the service if we're not already there. So
yeah, it's worth checking out. See if we are.
There's the I don't know who does it, but there's the late model national championships that have run the last couple of years. It's an annual thing, and they actually, if you go to the website, they have the driver roster, and with each driver, they list what leagues they drive in. This year, Randy Schreck was the only SARA representative, but it will be interesting to see how our guys go against all of the other guys in that show. So when that show comes up again this year, I'm going to make sure everybody knows about it and see how we do. That'll be a really good test because I think they were on Martinsville, so it's a track that it's a late model track, so you guys should stomp on it.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, I know why Clay wasn't there tonight.
Why?
He fucking went to Talladega.
Oh, that jerk.
He just posted on Facebook, and he's just arrived at Talladega, and I'm pretty sure Celentano, I thought he was going there this weekend too. Maybe he's leaving a little bit later. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I really thought Clay Snyder was following Luke Bryan on tour.
Maybe that's really what he's doing. Anyhow, we'll see everybody. We'll see everybody back on Tuesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern at USA, right?
Yes, sir.
USA Speedway, and then maybe Wednesday, maybe some mod at New Hampshire action.
Well, Yeah, I don't know what we're doing this week. Or no, I decided we're doing late models in New Hampshire this week.
Are we doing late models at New Hampshire this
Yeah,
week?
we'll do late. That would make sense since the
Yeah,
All-Star is a late
it's
model
true.
race. And then maybe next week we'll start doing the tour mod races.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, is that cool?
That works for me.
All right.
Well, alrighty, everyone. Thanks for your time, and I'm sorry you had to sit here and listen to all this.
Well, now Matt has something to do at work tomorrow up there at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Yes, he does. All right, we'll see everybody back here next week for week 6.
Yep.
Alrighty, bye.